Happy birthday, America. It's the 4th of July, Independence Day, and what could be more American than rounding up people who invaded our country in order to suck off of our tax dollars and pollute our culture and throw them into a detention camp surrounded by alligators? Well, that's what we're doing now because Alligator Alcatraz has officially opened for business in Florida. It's no longer just a concept or a campaign promise, it's real. So, of course, the Democrats are having quite a meltdown over it.
All right, let's go to the state of Florida now. After a turbulent couple of weeks, protests and lawsuits. We've talked about it here on CBS News 24/7. You see the sign?
See the sign. The governor had an official Alligator Alcatraz sign made and displayed outside.
Sign there, it's being put up. It's called Alligator Alcatraz right now. It's reportedly up and running, open for business. Video taken just this morning shows that signage going up right outside the detention center gates.
You know what this calls for, don't you? Of course you do, and I have been slacking this whole year. I do apologize. But now I am proud to debut the new Alligator Alcatraz shirt in my online store, markdice.com. So click the link in the description below. And not just the t-shirt, also in a tank top. And 2 different styles as well. You can get this more subtle version, like a pocket style. Not a pocket on the shirt, but you get the point. And this weekend, to celebrate Independence Day, you can get 20% off of all of my designs by using the promo code FREEDOM at the checkout. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out. But it turns out I'm not the only one selling Alligator Alcatraz merch because great minds think alike.
Stores are rolling out some Alligator Alcatraz merchandise, and they're both being run by state GOP leaders. But
this is in Florida, of course.
Evan Power is the chair of Florida's Republican Party. He sees opportunity in the phrase and the concept Alligator Alcatraz. So much so, the party hired an artist to design merch. It launched on its website a few days ago.
I'm not sure what the liberal media is more upset about, the grand opening of Alligator Alcatraz or that the Florida GOP, and now me, of course, is selling merch. Selling Alligator Alcatraz prison merchandise is a deranged new low for the GOP. Florida GOP hawks merch for brutal Alligator Alcatraz migrant detention center. It's so brutal, they have nice comfy bunk beds, and it's even air conditioned there. They're also extremely upset that the big beautiful bill passed Congress and is headed to President Trump's desk, where he will sign it. As Time magazine laments, the big beautiful bill will pour billions of dollars into ICE's budget to help round up the illegals across the country. This from NPR, how Trump's tax cut and policy bill aims to supercharge immigration enforcement. So, Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, decided to try a filibuster where he just talked and talked and talked for like 8 hours during the debate of the bill, trying to derail and delay the passage of it. I'll spare you from having to listen to any of his nonsense with the exception of this small little clip which someone turned into a meme.
A deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids by this one big ugly bill.
Yeah! There was and will continue to be controversy in MAGA world about the big beautiful bill because it does expand the national debt, which is why Elon Musk flipped out a few weeks ago and why some hardline Republicans were voting against it. But the reason that this bill is and has to be far from perfect is because we have such a slim majority in Congress that it has to be packed with a bunch of crap that the Democrats will then vote to support. Otherwise, literally nothing gets done, which I guess you could argue would be better. But at least with the passage of this bill, ICE gets funding of billions of dollars. Which is why Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez called it one of the saddest days in American history.
I think this is one of the saddest days in modern American history.
She posted this over on Blue Sky, which is like a liberal alternative to Twitter after Elon bought Twitter. Many of the liberals cried about it, needed their safe little space. So some of them still do post over on Blue Sky. And she said, "I don't think anyone is prepared for what they just did with ICE. This is not a simple budget increase. It is an explosion, making ICE bigger than the FBI, the U.S. Bureau of Prisons, the DEA, and others combined. It's setting up to make what's happening now look like child's play. And people are disappearing. Well, yeah, they better disappear because there are millions and millions of them who don't belong here. In fact, things are looking so good, many liberal Americans are talking about finally leaving the country. Like this lunatic.
I quit. I'm done. I'm done with America. I'm done with taxes. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm gonna cash out like Monopoly and go and hide and move somewhere. You're telling me that my tax dollars are going to build an Alcatraz, Auschwitz, Alligator, Auschwitz, Alligator, Alcatraz, Auschwitz. I don't even know what you want to call it. A detention center, a concentration camp in Florida that our tax money is paying for.
I will be in jail if I see somebody wearing an Alligator Alcatraz shirt or any type of merch. It is a concentration camp. And using that language matters.
You mean this shirt, which is available at markdice.com, or click the link in the description below. Here is Democrat Congresswoman Brittany Peterson from Colorado literally crying about the big, beautiful bill.
Hi, everybody. I lost my voice. We were forced back here. Took a red-eye flight. Haven't slept. We're here being forced back to vote on this disastrous budget proposal.
Being forced back to D.C. to vote, to do her job.
It's hard to hold back the tears with how bad this bill really is, the impact that it will make in Colorado, and especially in rural Colorado.
You know, you could call me sexist. I obviously couldn't care less, but maybe women shouldn't be in Congress. There's no crying in Congress, lady. Here is just another countless exhibit for your consideration as to why. This is Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace. A disgrace, a total whack job. Check my previous video in case you missed it. Showing up to her Washington, D.C. office for the big debate about the bill and then to vote, wearing her pajamas. She was so proud to show up for the vote, she did a whole vlog showing her journey coming to D.C. in her pajamas. This is why women should just stick to being TikTok influencers, not members of Congress. We're making deportations great again, so much so that even Clown News has to admit that the majority of Americans support deporting all illegal immigrants.
Deport all immigrants who are here illegally. 55% of the New York Times. Marquette, 64%. CBS News, 57%. ABC News with a slightly different question, 56%. So what you're seeing essentially here is a very clear indication that a majority of Americans, in fact, when they're asked this blunt question, which I believe gets at the underlying feelings, do in fact want to deport all immigrants who are here illegally. There's no arguing with these different numbers because they're all essentially the same across 4 different pollsters.
And this is a real and accurate lower third from an actual brief press conference that Donald Trump had when he was asked questions about Alligator Alcatraz. The audio is pretty bad. I played it the other day. But he was asked if the intention was to have it surrounded by alligators, so if any of the illegal invaders escape, they get eaten. And so this is the lower third. Trump on if migrant escapes, they'll just get eaten by wildlife. I guess that's the concept. We finally are making America great again, and I'm making graphic t-shirts great again. So order your Alligator Alcatraz shirt from my online store at markdice.com or click the link in the description below and save 20% off of all of my designs this weekend by using the promo code FREEDOM at the checkout. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.